YNW Melly just announced how he's being treated inside of jail. Many forget YNW Melly has been sitting inside his jail cell for the last 4 years. His time on the inside has been far different than most rappers. What I'm about to share is very serious. If you're a YNW Melly fan, I encourage you to follow along, as he's not being treated nicely inside of jail. YNW Melly's Instagram page released 2 new photos. With his mugshot attached, there's a caption that states, "As of this moment today, I am officially in fear of my life. A new captain named Hubert and XO Jenkins have taken over the jail for 2 weeks now, and have handed out even harsher punishments for me than the previous ones in place. Since day one, I have been moved and housed on a unit that holds 24 inmates at once. However, I am the only inmate being housed on the vacant unit, with no phone privilege, no television, and no access to a newspaper. They are watching my every move on camera, making sure I don't use the phone to tell the world how I'm being mistreated, as well as messed with physically. When I come out of my cell for the 1 hour per day, all other inmates in the adjoining dorms must go back into their cells. I am being subjected to unusual treatment at the hands of deputies and high-ranking staff of the Broward Sheriff's Office. I've even been told by deputies, lieutenants, and sergeants that say they will hide me from the world and also tell me they will go after me if I tell my lawyers, and they will lie and say I went after them first." Those are words from Sergeant Anthony Kidd and Lieutenant Gene. I have literally been hidden from the world. I have no other choice but to believe the next step is them going after me so badly I will not be seen again, as they do to almost every other inmate here daily at the main jail in Broward County. Now, this even led into a second message posted to Melly's Instagram. This says, and I quote, "I can't call my family or lawyers to notify them if I have been messed with. They say my phone privileges are taken permanently because of all of the infractions over the last 7 months. That is a lie. They took my phone privileges indefinitely off my one violation for using another inmate's PIN to talk on the phone when I am not allowed to use the phone. If I had been treated like every other inmate at the facility, my phone privilege PIN would have been restored and phone privileges given back after 30 days per the handbook. I have, however, went without privileges since May 8th, 2022, and have not been given back my phone PIN since the first year that I was here. I have served all of my disciplinary time, so why are my phone privileges still taken? Why am I the only inmate on a unit by themselves, blocked from any human interaction? There are inmates here that have been convicted or orchestrating robberies over the jail phone, and another who planned an escape from jail that was carried all over the jail phone. They are allowed to use the phone after committing serious crimes and security problems to the facility, but my phone privileges are taken indefinitely for violating a phone policy that carries a punishment of 30 days max. I am housed and surrounded in the care of power-struck deputies and captains of high authority that even have told me to my face that they do not like me and I make them angry. I am not safe in the hands of these people, especially if the highest in command at the jail does not like me. I am very scared for my life. I cannot do another day here. Someone please help me get moved to another county jail until my trial. Please." With how concerning YNW Melly's life has been inside of jail, Melly's lawyers have been trying everything possible to have him released. However, YNW Bortlen may have just ruined this. YNW Melly was originally arrested alongside his other best friend, Bortlen, as these are the 2 main suspects in the case of the passing of Sack Chaser and Juvie, 2 other members of YNW. YNW Bortlen, however, was released on bond just a few months after being arrested. This was due to severe evidence being found against YNW Melly. At least, this is what people claim. There's theories released of YNW Bortlen allegedly snitching on YNW Melly to be released. However, on the night of their arrest, YNW Bortlen was interviewed by police at the hospital he drove Sack Chaser and Juvie to. That interview has now been released, and I'm going to be sharing it here with you today.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me you telling me about some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
If you're a fan of YNW Melly, leave a like on the video. I'm curious how many fans are watching today. Now, YNW Bortlen is explaining on how Sakchaser and Juvie's passing went down and how it confused the officers in the interview. Notice at the end of the interview, the officer claims he knows what happens and has a good idea. Well, that idea was further explained in detail, as in the court files it outlines at 3:30 a.m., YNW Melly was leaving a recording studio alongside Bortlen, Sakchaser, and Juvie. These four rappers hop inside of their Jeep, and with YNW Bortlen being the driver of the vehicle, he had Melly sitting behind him, leaving Sakchaser and Juvie both on the opposite side of the car. YNW Bortlen explains that he was driving on the way home, when out of nowhere, a vehicle that has four opposing street rival members in it end up having a drive-by against Melly's vehicle, causing Sakchaser and Juvie to sadly pass. However, the feds believe that YNW Bortlen drove this vehicle himself into the parking lot located on a side street. As the vehicle sat in park for roughly 30 minutes, law enforcement believe that YNW Bortlen created a distraction inside of the vehicle. Meanwhile, YNW Melly did the act towards Sakchaser and Juvie. They believe this as the vehicle was sitting in park for roughly 30 minutes. Then GPS evidence shared YNW Melly stepping out of the Jeep and walking around the car in a circle twice before hopping back in. Law enforcement was able to do this by using Melly's cell phone that was located in his jeans pocket as a GPS tracking device. And the theory is that Melly stepped out of the car, used his firearm towards it to make it appear as if they went through a drive-by by these rival street members. Then after some time passed, Bortlen then drove Sakchaser and Juvie to the local hospital. Meanwhile, on the same GPS evidence, YNW Melly didn't go to the hospital with his two best friends who just sadly passed. No, he was seen sprinting home on foot. Now, 3 hours after the incident, law enforcement also noticed on Melly's Instagram, he DM'd something very concerning, as Melly was having a conversation with a burner account about what happened. With the passing of YNW Sakchaser and Juvie hitting news headlines, somebody DMs YNW Melly about it. As reported by Complex, they stated this new piece of evidence. There is one Instagram exchange that took place hours after the passings, which was obtained by Complex via a public records request. In it, Melly's Instagram account sends a message saying, "I did that," in one message, followed then 2 minutes later by another message saying, "Shh." The timing of these Instagram DMs will be used by the state to make the case that those messages amount to an admission of YNW Melly's guilt. With YNW Melly having this hard-hitting evidence against him, his lawyers are trying still to get him out of the jail he's currently in. There's even claims that Melly tried breaking out of the jail cell he's currently in, with Melly's mother reacting to this right here on Instagram.
Okay, so I'm at work and I just seen this crazy story. First of all, this is just another tactic for them to try to literally just tarnish my son's character and everything. They do not want him having attorney visits in person, which will cause for ineffective counsel. So we went to court for that. And they took his phone calls and they have him locked down. They had no evidence whatsoever that his attorneys did anything wrong to prove these accusations, but they knew it would get picked up by the media. So when we get ready to pick a jury, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it's going to be, oh, this kid tried to escape. Oh, this kid tried to do all these things. This is all fake because they do not have a case.
With the trial beginning soon, the courts are starting to see the defenses, however, from Melly's side. This will help in the process of trying to get him released until the trial begins. Just as 100K Track said in an interview with DJ Academics, who is YNW Melly's manager.
He built a real great solid team away from just being innocent because he wouldn't do such a crime. He prepared himself and got proper, defense. Their job is to handle themselves in trial, not on social media. You guys are taking it that way. If they say they got DNA in a car, I'm just gonna tell you, Melly DNA was found in the car. You're gonna think, yeah, his DNA was found in the car the day of the. Oh, he jumped in a car and his DNA was in the car. He did it, okay? But you're not gonna put the fact that this was his car for 6-7 months on those documents and dockets and just automatically be like, yo, he's fried. You don't even know what the defense is. You don't even know what the rebuttal is. You don't even know why that situation occurred. You hear ballistics flying, you don't know what the defense is. You hear this, you hear that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest.
If Melly's defense team has done as good as a job as sources claim, Melly could be released from jail within the next 3 months as the trial is now beginning. We just have to do anything possible to get him released from jail, as he revealed how he's being treated and it is not good. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it and don't forget to subscribe.